welcome back to the UrbanKiz podcast. I'm Annabelle, your host, and this is Ollie the Octopus, my co-host. And today I have two very, very special guests who I'm incredibly excited to interview, and I promise you that you know both of them. Pretty sure everyone in the scene knows both of them. So let me go ahead and introduce them. Pidjay is the winner of the Olympiades of Kizomba in 2025 in the solo styling category. She's a powerful dancer and a dedicated teacher based in Paris. Starting her journey at the heart of the UrbanKiz scene, she had the opportunity to learn and train with some of the very best artists from the beginning of her UrbanKiz path. Today, in partnership with Honora, she's recognized as one of the leading female dancers, both as a leader and a follower. Through her innovative concepts, Ladies Can Lead Too and Kiz and Swap, she shares her knowledge and experience with dancers worldwide. As the founder of the Wow Kizomba movement, Pidjay has empowered many women across the globe to take the lead not only in dance, but also about their own role in the Kizomba community and overall happiness on the dance floor. Maria Maluka. Maria began dancing at a young age, exploring various dance styles before discovering salsa at the age of 16. This sparked her passion for partner dancing and eventually led her to Kizomba, a dance that soon became a life-changing experience. In 2011, she founded Tudo Kizomba, an organization dedicated to Kizomba events and courses and creating a Kizomba community in North Germany. Maria focuses primarily on Kizomba and Samba, sharing her knowledge with high energy, joy, and a deep understanding of dances and their cultural roots. Maria's work is characterized by precise pedagogical methods, extensive knowledge of the dances and culture she teaches, and strong event management experience. Over the years, she has choreographed numerous projects and supported many dancers and events organized by mentoring and one-on-one sessions or her own teacher training concept. Maria's mission within the Kizomba community is to share her vision and experience through positive attitude and professional work style. She maintains a strong connection to the authenticity of the dances while creating joyful and memorable experiences for dancers. Her goal is to contribute to a sustainable, respectful, and a thriving future for the local and international Kizomba community. So welcome, ladies. Welcome, Pidjay and Maria. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you.
I've been wanting to interview you as the founders of the WOW Festival, which I had the pleasure of attending last year. And hey, I have my own Kizomba podcast now. So I really want to talk about what brought you two together to create WOW? What was the inspiration for WOW? How did a festival like WOW came to be?
So maybe I start because it's coming back from years ago. So it was in 2022. I met Bianca on vacation, and so we started to talk. So Bianca, she's also one of the founder of WOW, and so we started to talk about situationship in the Kizomba scene, and we wanted to create change in the scene, change for women, and because we had similar experiences. And each time we were talking to other women, it was always kind of the same journey. So a lack of consideration toward women or lack of representation of women. And so we came then with this idea to just create like a super solution. And then when we have presented it to some women, we already felt the support from Liliana, from other women, from other teachers. And then Maria comes and she was like, I already thought about this kind of event. I want to support you. So she comes from the first move as well.
Yeah, so I discovered the event online. And I was like, okay, I know what they're doing. I know what they're trying to achieve. I know what the challenges is going to be, because actually in the past, I've been part of organizing one of the first female-only events in the Kizomba community. There was something called Ella Movements, which was created by Carla Pommer, who actually, I think she migrated to the US back then and then left a space in the community here that I tried to fill up with organizing that event going forward. And it has been challenging back then. And I was really happy to see that Bianca and Pidjay were starting a similar idea again with a wider concept than we had back then. And I also thought it was the right moment in time to finally push this and make it a successful concept. And so I just approached them and I was like, ladies, do you want to have my help? I have lots and lots of experience with organizing micro and niche events in the Kizomba community. And we aligned and I joined. Yeah. And then Amsterdam happened, right? And the first edition of WOW, and it was just beautiful. It was incredible. The impact that it had, everything that we did not even think about, the positive side effects, basically. It was, yeah, fantastic.
I love it. I remember seeing videos from that event and I was so mesmerized by it. I'm like, what is this? This is amazing. I wish I knew about it. I wish I could go. This is so great. And definitely planted a seed in my head and in my heart that like one day I really hope to attend one of these events.
And it
And
came
you
through.
did. Yes.
It did. It did. Yes, it
Yes.
did.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if everybody knows, but the event has been moving. So the first edition was in Amsterdam. And then the second edition we made happen in Hamburg. Then the third edition that you got to experience was in Prague. And the next edition is going to be elsewhere. Yeah. So we kind of thought it is a nice idea to make the event travel as well, to reach different audiences within the female community. And it's been quite adventurous. No?
I really, really love the idea of making it a traveling event because not only are you experiencing an event, but you can also experience a new city, a new place. You can experience the local dance community of that city. You can connect with local dancers there. And it also makes it, more accessible for people who are maybe not able to travel far. So you can bring the dance to them. So I think that's a wonderful concept. So thank you for doing that. What was your initial vision for the WOW Festival and how has it changed over the years?
So the idea behind it was to offer a solution and focused female events about how they can find their place in the community, how they can evolve and grow as a dancer, but also as a woman. So it's integrated a program that is not only focused on dance, and so it's really becoming something around the community, around the sisterhood, and so developing our skills, our mental, our emotional aspect, our physical being around it. And it has become, we call it the oasis because it's the one event among another full year of mixed events. But this special event brings you a space where you can feel understood, you can feel seen, and you can have inspiration from other women that have the same journey as you. So, and as you said, it's plants seeds, and we can see it grow into other women, and it creates new initiative in the community, and this is wonderful.
Yeah, we didn't expect that with the first vision of the event, but the first edition really kind of showed us how far this can go. And then the vision started getting bigger and bigger to the point where we are considering building agencies to support completely different subjects, topics, but still female focused to professional programs that we're now integrating also in the general program of the event. Small little things that don't often happen on regular festivals, we try to incorporate because we see, okay, this is something that the community needs, and we pick up those needs from the community and try to deliver them.
That's amazing. So you mentioned how this event has become an oasis, this safe place for women to have their own event. Why do you think it's important for women to have dance spaces that are just for themselves in the midst of all the mixed festivals that they experience year round?
I think the experience of a woman in general is different than the experience of a man. We know how the world is running, and by our biological setup. So let's start from there. So there is topics that affect us way more, and they need a space to be talked about and to be exchanged about. Then what happens on a technical side of this community is that on regular festivals, it has been in the past that women did not receive as much information as men, for example, right? So the classic situation was men are leading, women are following, this is kind of changing since quite a few years now, but still the traditional roles are there. And with that also came leaders are talking and women are not talking in classes. So there is situations like that started a longing for a space or program that is actually giving women the information that they're looking for. So kind of event concept that we're running, this kind of space that we're creating, it's giving the opportunity to receive quality teaching that is specifically for the following role or for women in general. So little small details that can help us to develop a certain confidence, consciousness, awareness for our needs and how we can find and solve them within a shared mixed dance space. It gives a lot of freedom to unlock all of those thoughts, maybe secret thoughts that we have, or insecurities that we never really talk about because we don't know if other women also feel the way. And sisterhood is not really a natural thing that happens in this world. It needs to be fostered and it needs to be actively created. And also women need to be convinced that sisterhood is something positive. So we try to offer the opportunity for all of that and try to offer the right tools to give that to the women that decide to come into that space.
Also, what was funny on the first event, because when we decided to go only women, it was super conceptual to say that, yes, when we'll be only women, we know that the women will open up about specific topic, about like their vulnerability. What happened on the first festival, it was really a special atmosphere that really, it was really feeling at home, really feeling safe, I think, and also feeling at peace.
Mm-hmm.
And so it really took off all the kind of pressure or unspoken expectation that we can have when there is men in the room. And so there was more freedom, more confidence to each other, and it really gave a space where we actually can just trust the other person in the room. So it was really feeling this special feeling. And so doing this again and again, we just see that it's come back every time that we offer this kind of space. It's coming back, and it shows that we also need this in the scene.
Yeah, and this has been one of the positive effects that we really love to see. It was a win for us to see this is not just in our heads. This is not just an event concept that we think is important, but no, there is a repetitive need and want for exactly this space, and this was really important for us to see and understand, and we were very proud also of being able to offer that kind of program. What's definitely also a challenge is not only making women understand, but also making men accept that this is necessary. The attention we got from men by first edition was amazing. So many applications.
For
So
what?
many
Applications for what?
Come.
Attending.
They wanted to pay.
They wanted to work for us, become bouncers and become bartenders and whatever they could, change their sexuality to be able to attend. We even received application videos. So one of the triumphs we also noticed is we were very happy to see that we also caught the attention of men and raised the awareness within men for this kind of situation and topic, right? Because the change that this scene, this community requires is not only we women need to change, no, everything needs to change. It's a thing that needs to happen with everybody. But we believe as a woman, we can only talk to women. We can only influence effectively our own, ourselves, our community. The change with men needs to come from men. Of course, we can both support each other. But truly, if we're going to go like, men, listen, you should do this and that, who's going to listen, honestly? Who's going to listen? Who's going to really then do a step? So there needs to be some kind of power, some kind of pull, maybe financial or power-wise, that we need to have over a certain group of people in order for change to happen. But we decided this is not our battle. We're going to focus on what can we do for ourselves and for the group of people that we can reach. And in this case, it's women. To change what we're complaining about. So taking responsibility in our own hands, right?
I also really love how it created a safe space for women to be themselves and maybe for the first time to not see other women as their competition. Because if you go to a regular dance event, there's usually a gender imbalance. There's usually way more women there. You're usually waiting for dances. You're competing with women for dances, even if you don't see it that way. But I know I felt that way before, and I would definitely tell myself, like, okay, you have to dress a certain way, you have to look a certain way in order to grab the man's attention, in order to grab their interest, to make them want to dance with you. And it didn't always or ever feel good to have to dress for the male gaze, act for the male gaze, compete with other women for dances. And then at WOW, I heard some women say, I can wear whatever I want because I don't have to worry about the men being there. So I can either dress as sexy and as slutty as I want because I don't have to worry about getting the wrong kind of attention from men. But I thought, like, or I can just not dress up at all. I don't have to dress sexy. I can just be myself and wear whatever I'm comfortable in because I don't have to worry about that. And it felt so freeing and so liberating to just feel so safe around other women. I don't have to dress up for them. Like, they don't care what I'm wearing. Like, they'll still dance with me, so it doesn't matter.
So the part that we were trying to achieve is taking the sexuality out of the situation of dancing. And even though if we have queer people among the festival, the general atmosphere is sexuality is not a topic here. And just taking out that one aspect of sexuality and all that effects that come with it has been the trick.
Yeah.
It has been creating that space we all wanted.
Not only it takes out like the competition aspects among the dancers, but also like among the artists, the lineup, and all the participants of an event. So it creates really like bridges between women because they have the opportunity to show up, because they have the opportunity to also just be themselves and not like to teach, fight, to have a spot in the lineup
or be worried about not being announced the same way as a male teacher or whatsoever. Recent experience, big festival booking, big lineup, they announce the leader but not the follower. I mean, what? Those little things, right, that happen so quick, but they happen and they influence you in the after effect strongly. So taking all of this away was the idea.
I loved how you said that it's not equal footing just for the attendees, but it's also for the DJs and for the teachers. They also feel that pressure lifted. It's like, oh, I know that I'm an equal here. I'm equally loved and seen and respected because we're all women here and we're all treated the same way. So we talked about some of the triumphs, some of the good things that have come out of having women-only spaces. But have you noticed any challenges that women-only spaces create or bring up?
Yes, of course. So as Maria said, like it's also super hard to convince the women that it's a space that is valuable for them. That like having a space without men is also some like a space, as we said, like is full of freedom, feel that they will feel more confident and they can like also explore with mistakes or just erasing like these pressures that are around. It's super hard to just convince them like this. Plus, we also had some feedback or beliefs around like also for the body, is there only women? I don't need to dance with women. We also got, oh, maybe it's since only women, it's only lesbian. So this kind of like feedback that is just, we feel that we have to justify or we feel that we have to prove the contrary, but we're not on this battle. We're just about how you grow, how to find your space in the community. So for sure, lesbians are like welcome to come, but it's not about that.
Yeah, it's really about making people understand that you're also having fun at a women-only event, right? So we're in a couple dance scene. Obviously, everybody's looking for the traditional picture of, there's a leader, there's a follower. And still, 90% of it is men are the leaders, women are the followers. So we're always trying to find the right way how to convince ladies that it's worth their money, that it's definitely something for, the bigger development, for not just the moment of, you want to dance with the leader in the classic distribution of men and women situation. But we're trying to offer you something that is bigger than that one moment. that it's something for the future, and it's something for the community, and it's something for your well-being.
So from the initial vision, which is like also putting in question how you consume dance, how you consume your learning program or your festival, it changed like the why you are going to an event. So I understand that when you have several events in one weekend and your intention is just to dance, it's super hard to just convince yourself, okay, I will go to the wow event. I think that you also have to experience some stuff in your journey that's already there, like will convince you automatically to go to wow because you think it will bring you something. But the other way around is super difficult.
I completely understand that, because when most people think of going to a dance festival, their number one priority is dancing. But I feel like all of us need to get out of that mindset. Like, the most important thing about being at a dance event or being part of a dance community is in dancing. And it's not. It's connecting, whether it's connecting through dance or it's connecting through conversations, or it's connecting by learning from each other, it's connecting by just being together. Because I feel like dancing is so egocentric. It focuses on ourselves. It's like, what can I get out of this? How many dances can I have? How good can I feel during this event? When it's not always about you. And you need to think of more than just yourself when you are a part of the dance community. How can you contribute to other people? How can you contribute to the dance community as a whole? It's about meeting and connecting people, making new friends. It's about pouring into somebody else. Maybe somebody needs to hear an encouragement from you. Maybe someone needs to experience having someone's full attention when they're speaking, so that they feel like their words matter, so that they feel seen, and that is something that you can give to them. So I think it's so good to have events like that, yes, it's a dance event, but also you're offering so much more than just dancing.
Yeah, and the category dance event is it's that is exactly the hang up, right? So yes, we are in a dance space, but I wouldn't, in my opinion, Pidjay, please share your opinion. I wouldn't categorize ourselves as a dance event. I think this community needs more than just a dance event. It is taking care of the mental, the emotional, and the physical part. So the physical part is the dancing. But to make this community work and to raise the attention that we are part of a community, and dance is just a tool that brings us together to make that community, you need to take care of the mental and the emotional part. And this is the two parts that are hardly being served at a standard, regular festival concept, right? Even in your local communities, in like attending weekly courses and so on, it might not always be the case that those aspects are also being considered. This is where we come in. This is where WOW wants to position itself as a whole in the market, in a whole in the offerings, to give that possibility when you reach the point in your personal dance journey where you realize, I'm lacking something, or I'm not happy, or there is a feeling, there is something. I have certain experiences, like Pidjay mentioned, that are not positive or that need development. You might be able to find that a while.
Yes, I love that. I love how you said dance is just a tool. It's just a tool for connection. It may be something that we all have in common, but that's not the number one reason why we're here.
Yeah. Yeah, people want to feel connected to people. And back then, couple dance was, to find your husband and your wifey. Okay, cool. But, time has changed. Time has changed. We're using couple dance for so many other reasons now.
Yes, that is so true. That is a very good point.
No, I totally agree with Maria about like what makes you come to wow, and also at what moments you feel you need this kind of event. It at the end it comes down to you and how, and I think it put in question when you come back to the reality, let's say like this, to the other event. It also changed how you come to the mixed events, and so it's also bring you more awareness on where I put my money, who I want to support, which event I want to support, from who I want to learn from who I want to take example, and what example I want to give.
Yeah, exactly. Why am I doing this? Yeah, it's a lot of reflection.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. And I think all of us need to reflect about that. I know when you're a new dancer, you just want to dance, 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 and you don't really care, you don't think about it. But the more time you spend in the scene and the more you learn, it's like, wait a minute, these things are important. This matters. Who should I support and who should I not support, and who is worth learning from and who's not, and what do I value as a dancer or as a person even? What do I value, and are my values aligned with these teachers and these artists and these events?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's also important to recognize that every dancer is at a different stage, right? And I think those thoughts that you just mentioned, this awareness, it can only come when a certain urgent need has been satisfied, right? So when somebody joins a dance community, for example, it's all about dance, 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 and I need my fix, like I need my I need my dancing.
Yeah, like a drug addict.
Totally. And when that first need has reached a certain level of saturation, then the body and the mind is able to actually get attention to other important factors that are around. I think as long as we're hungry and like really urgently survival instinct hungry, it's difficult to raise topics like, yeah, have you thought about the community?
Yeah, you're right. When you're hungry, you'll eat anything. You'll eat fast food, like garbage, basically, because you're just starving. You don't care where it comes from. But once you're no longer at that starvation level, then you're more picky about where your food comes from.
I want just to add that what is funny or not funny is that when you come to war, you also realize that you're not alone in these experiences and in your journey, and that all the women experience the same thing. And so before it was just something that you talk with your friends, your female friends, and when you come to war, you see that, oh, actually it's all the women experiencing the same thing. So I'm not alone in this experience and in the community. So it's also create this aspect that actually if we're experiencing the same thing, then after maybe we can find like solution together, and just brainstorm maybe, or just like align with something that is like more good for us. But yeah, it's the connection aspects also come down to the fact that we are all together in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are all together in this. So, what are some of the biggest challenges that female identifying dancers are facing right now? We keep alluding to them, but let's name some of these challenges.
Inequality?
Well, I know you mentioned one of them was men get introduced, male instructors
Yeah.
get introduced, and then their co-teacher, their partner doesn't get
Yeah.
introduced, often doesn't even get the mic, doesn't get to talk during the lessons. So the quality of instruction for follows. Yeah, which is the reason I stopped going to so many workshops. It's like, okay, well, I know I'm not gonna get anything from this couple. So that's one. There's
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, there was way more. There's way more. It's just like we were seeing each other. Like, do you start? So I would say I would add like also like lack of consideration, lack of representation of teacher, or when you are like in the classes and then it's only like a man teaching, or even if like there is like an assistant or there is like another woman, it's not sure that she will like take or give information to the students, maybe because she don't feel her at her place, or maybe because she was just taking from the public at that moment and she was not the main teacher. So yeah, then there is some other regarding the teacher right now. There is also like some other issue, less opportunity for them to be represented in the lineup. We also see when Maria was talking about like inequality, I think it was a part of this, like the number in the lineup are not equally represented, like the gender. Then something that is for me super important that maybe we don't see at the first impression, it's also the cost for value. So as women, we are paying for a festival to learn, to dance, and then to grow. But then there is no representation or there is no knowledge for us because less female artists are in the lineup. So maybe the content is not directly for us. So less learn. But there is not a good balance on the dance floor. So there is less dance for us. So at the end, what we are paying for, and we know that we often pay the way more, the full cost. We don't have the value of what we're paying for.
What is also happening a lot is that women have to justify way more that they have the skill and the experience and the same skill and experience as a male member of the community would have, right? So if there is, let's say, talking from organizer perspective, I have 5 slots to give away and I have a male artist to choose from and a female, the tendency is always going to the male side just because of demands and prejudices and patterns that we've been living throughout years and generations and centuries. So just giving that possibility, artists and normal people, also normal dancers in the scene, to present what they can do, their skills, and to respect them equally. That is one of the biggest challenges we're facing right now. I mean, like, yeah, sure, you give somebody a spot at an event, and then you let them do, but do you respect them also, right? So do you announce them the same way? Do you pay them the same way? Do you support them the same way? All of those little things that come together to a big concoction that is the problem today.
I would add to this that it's not like giving a spot to a woman. It doesn't need to be a lady last styling class. Doesn't mean this, because when we talk about like the skill of the woman, yes, she can teach a lot of things, but it's not because, oh, you're gonna give, I will give you a spot and it's gonna be lady styling. Okay, so it's reducing what they can do actually. Now, also, right now we were talking about the systemic problems, but we can also reflect on our own position in it. And what I can see, and I don't know if it's only referring to Kizomba scene, but sometimes I can see a lack of solidarity between women, because actually, if we just take like the example of men, this man didn't do this to me, so it's okay. Or I don't, or maybe I'm not aware of, when I go to these classes, I'm not aware of what it means to support this artist. Again, we're coming back to this thematic. So I'm not saying that I'm a woman and I have to be solidar to every woman, but we have to be aware and take conscience of our decision, and we have to do it by choice and not like just
Not just consume, not just
yes.
feed our hunger, but be aware about actually what am I supporting with this, right? Am I supporting the challenges, the issues that we have in this community, right? If I'm going to a workshop where there's zero information for me as a woman, why do I go to this workshop? What's the sense of that, right? And by going, I show the organizers there's attendance. There is 50 people in this class. 30 of those are women. So it must have been good, right? I mean, simple number game, right? So overthinking this and then making the conscious decisions, that's exactly the challenge and the hope to change.
Pidjay, I'm really glad that you brought up how women do need to support each other and stand in at least some kind of a solidarity with each other. And they need to be aware of, like, okay, so this artist, he's not paying his dance partner equally. I don't support that. So I'm not going to go to his classes because I know my money is going to him and not towards his dance partner. Or I know that this artist has been accused of sexual assault. And sure, he hasn't done it to me, but he's done it to another woman, and that is not okay. Like, I'm not going to support that kind of a person having a platform at a dance event.
Exactly. It's really about why are women not believing women, right? If somebody tells me there's a sexual abuser and it happened to me, why am I going to that class? That is the level of this is what I mean with respect, right? It needs to be what people say, what women say needs to be respected and taken serious and then have an effect for the surrounding. And that's where all of us are responsible to participate in.
Yeah, absolutely. So, how can women better support each other on and off the dance floor?
That's a good transition.
All do to create a better experience for each other.
I think the first point really is we need to start speaking up. We need to start exchanging, feeling okay to connect with other women. It's not only about connecting with the leaders, it's about also connecting with the followers, exchanging, taking very conscious decisions about Am I doing this to just because I'm hungry and I really need it right now? Or am I doing this because whatever reason, egoistic reasons? Can I afford to do something for the community? Can I afford to do something for the bigger picture to help the scene become more equal and more healthy, to delete some of the toxicity that is going around in the future? It's a lot of reflection questions that we need to ask ourselves. And I think this is not only how women should change. I think this is something men and women, everybody that is on the dance floor should ask themselves. I think one of the biggest impacts is by choosing where we put our money, because money is the one thing that makes this whole community and this whole festival situation work. There is no festival without tickets being sold. So this is a direct and massive impact. Look where the money is going. Did you put money into it? Are you putting money into organizers? Exactly. Who's benefiting? Do I see a festival there is only men on the festival? Is it 80% male and then 20% female? Why is it like that? Do I want to pay for that? Is this what I'm looking for? Is this something that I consider good for the environment that I want to be in, right? Yeah, and then also not judging people too quickly, We love to do that. We love to judge people by the cover. We look at somebody and then we're like, but he looks like a player, or she's looking very slutty, or outfit this, outfit that, or not sexually attracted to, and that's why I would not dance with people. Or why is somebody running after only the teachers? Or why is somebody not, entertaining themselves without having a dance partner at the moment? So yeah, we know what great solutions there could be, to be happy in the space, but we're all at a different stage of our dance journey. So it's important that we do not judge only from our perception and from our experience at this point everybody else, but give grace to everybody at their different position in this community.
And I think that the judgment goes both ways, because yes, we can judge someone by assuming something negative about them, but we can judge someone by also assuming something positive about them, that they haven't done anything to earn that. So if they're good looking, if they're well dressed, if they're on a fly, it's like, okay, that person deserves my respect and my admiration, and they're in a place of authority, and they can't do anything wrong. Like, they can't hurt someone, they can't abuse someone, they can't assault someone. You don't know this person. We don't know a lot of people we dance with. So let's just think the best, but also don't assume that they also are not capable of doing something negative, because everyone is capable of that. Even ourselves, we're also capable of doing harmful behavior, even if unintentionally.
Absolutely. Another point, I'm sorry, a lot of talking here. Another point that I think is super important is coming back to where do we put our money in, is what we can all do is invest in other women, right? So if we're unhappy about the representation right now, why don't you create something to put women on stage? So for example, we created Wow. Now other people are creating podcasts, initiatives in their community, exchange programs are starting, there's lots of ladies that connected, realize, oh, there's a female DJ in Belgium. Oh, there's a female DJ in Manchester. Let me invite you. So giving each other the stage is a very, very important and very valuable and more or less easy step to do moving forward for the community.
Yeah,
Actually, make sure that all the women have voice and can be represented in all aspects of the community. So it's not only teacher or dancer, it's also like organizer, behind the scene organizer, like volunteers, videographers, graphists, designers. We all have a role in the community, and make sure that every woman are represented in every role, so they can also find their place, find people that can help you to grow in that sense, or the other way, help the women to find their place, and so they can also be represented. Because this is also what's help in WoW. It's like being all together in the same space. It's also like create like connection, networking. Or because I find you and we exchange at this event, then after I can bring you on my own at my own event if I have, or I can talk to the organizer saying, I listened to this DJ because I discovered her, or I know this photographer, maybe she can come. And it's create some opportunities to women to be represented in the community. And then after create some little stars and seed again in other mind to other initiative.
Yeah, absolutely. And also supporting other women can be as simple as just talking to other women. When you see women at an event, I think that's what shifted for me after a while is that I stopped seeing women as my competition and I started seeing them as potential friends. I can compliment you. I can talk to you. I can start a conversation with you. I can ask you questions. It's like we're having a similar experience. I have more in common with you than these men who we're both trying to dance with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. I discovered it when I started to lead because I was at that moment like speaking to more women. And so when you speak to women, you can see then, oh, but she's not what I was like thinking, or she's not like, as I said, my competitors, or we can just be friends or just know each other. And yeah.
Yeah.
I think it helps shifting the scene right now.
Absolutely. All right, now what can men do to support us better?
But I mean, it starts with listening, asking questions, being open-minded also about what information they're being presented. It's about showing interest and not just showing, but actually also acting on that interest, right? Changing their behavior with the knowledge that they gain through listening, asking, and showing interest and so on. Then there should also be an action because that is all like very theoretical. That's mental work, right? But the action that then is highly appreciated and that we would love to see is a change in the behavior. And also, of course, not being scared to confront and ask about the difficult topics, right? Often difficult topics or topics that are taboo or that nobody really knows about are being brushed under the rug, right? They're being avoided because we don't know how to react, right? So, it might be emotional. But daring to confront yourself with that and their difficult emotional talks maybe or situations, and then stepping out of the group and maybe only being the only one that does something about it, that is something super important. But that also goes for women. I mean, a lot of the topics is for everybody involved.
Yeah.
Becoming aware of the male privileges is something that we see super important, and all of this together would actually make an ally, and this would be fantastic. This would be nice to see in the community.
So as we said, for women, they can also see how they can support event or initiative that empowers women, and they can also see or accept their own interest in pushing and giving space to women. Because for me, that's maybe my own perspective on this. But I think that women can bring a lot. For example, when you talk about partnership, women can bring a lot to a partnership when they have the space to do. But if it's only like the men, then after there is like this tension that can appear and this ego fight that can appear because then the woman's space is restricted. But if it's more balanced, then after the woman can fully take the responsibility to be there as well. So and also create for the partnership and make the partnership grow. I'm just like taking this as an example, but it can work for anything in the community. So it's really like give more space to women.
I love that. And I just want to add that men, when you do all these amazing things for women, like helping out a new female DJ or giving space to a new female artist on your lineup, please do that without expecting anything in return. Because if you're truly doing it out of the goodness of your heart, do not then turn around and say to that woman, okay, well, now you owe me something because I gave you a chance, because I gave you a platform, because I gave you this shot, because I, taught you this. Because that immediately erases all the good that
Exactly.
you've done.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. It puts equality to the side. There is then no equalness in actually getting that spot in comparison to the other artists that got the spot. Absolutely.
And also, we love men who can take accountability and who can look at themselves and see some of the things that they've done wrong and apologize for them and hold themselves accountable and say, okay, I did not know before, but now I see a better way. And now going forward, I choose to do better. That so much respect for that. Yes,
Yeah,
we need
agreed.
that. Okay, so let's wrap this up by, can you share some of your favorite wow moments and memories? Something that you just hold so dear in your heart and you're like, this is why we're so happy that we created WOW, because of these moments and memories that have happened, and now we want to create more of these moments and memories.
So I think for me, something that stood out from the first event is, as I was saying at the beginning, the special feeling of sisterhood that fill out the room. Every single time that it's like we all coming together, I think we all like it's really appeasing. This feeling is something that we need to feel safe in this environment. I'll say this. And then after, what I like to see is the women opening up. So actually we can see like some women chatting here, connecting here. And it's exactly why we have done WOW, is like to connect in another way, differently, and to create like, is there networking, new connection, new friend, new sister. And so yeah, that's something that I love to see and re-see again.
Yeah. Yeah, observing the impact this event has, or the space that we're offering, it's just marvelous, right? In the end, we're both teaching. We're coming with an educational mission, right? So I think for every educator, somehow it's the impact. This is your win. This is what you want to see. This is the one that gives you the satisfaction, that makes you happy. Also, what I found really, really nice is working and getting in contact with so many like-minded people, right? So you have an idea, you're like, yeah, but how do I make it happen? And then somebody comes up with an input on that, and the energy is so strong, and the energy is so, it can drive you so far, which is very special, and that it doesn't happen in so many spaces. And for me, it's WOW is one of the very rare spaces where we can feel that, and it's fantastic. It's just really, really nice.
Yeah, we can feel the support on site, but also before the event, but on site we can really see it. We can see teachers going to other teachers' classes. It's really a supportive space. And sometimes we can also see a shift in the mindsets of a certain person coming, that are coming with preconception, or they are like feeling unsafe, or like they come with their old insecurity about like this only women event. And then it's shifting during the weekend, and you can see, oh, they open at the end of the weekend, or during the Sunday, or already on the Saturday afternoon they're already opening. And it's wonderful to see that actually you are open. Like maybe there is something in another environment that make you feel insecure, but when you come here, then you can see that it's okay.
I think two of the most favorite moments also of WOW every single year for me are the panel discussion,
Yes.
where we really get to talk about difficult topics or topics that move us a lot, and the freestyle moments in parties when the DJs go crazy. When the DJs go all crazy and start playing hip hop and all the old classics and whatsoever, we always have like a little freak out moment, and hallelujah. You think we need the opposite sex to go crazy on the dance floor? Absolutely not. It's really wonderful to see everybody completely release and just be completely carefree and just dance and enjoy the music and truly express however they feel like. It's marvelous.
I do remember that. It's really fun. Now, last question. What is your goal and wish for every woman who attends WOW this year?
Come as you are, become more than you are. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
become
think,
more of who you are.
yes, yes. We hope that what we can offer with the World of Women concept is supporting you on your path within this dance community, and maybe also in your personal life.
I wish them that they can finally feel safe, feel seen, feel supported, feel empowered, that they can find the skills that they were searching for or the person that they needed, create like meaning connection that they wanted in the community at the first point. Also, I wish that the events plant seed in them that then make tree in their own community, or then plants other seeds in the other community, so that it can shift the community. So actually that the wow energy stays with them. Like as we said, like the oasis at the end is not like just an oasis, but it coming like a big forest, and we can spread it through the year.
Well, ladies, I will include your full bios in the show notes. Can you tell our listeners how they can get in touch with you, how they can find WOW on social media, where they can get their passes and all that info?
Yes, so you can find us on Facebook and on Instagram. It's on Instagram it's wo.kizomba, and on Facebook it's wo.kizomba. There is the event, and there is like a ticket shop on With Events. So maybe we can put also the link under the post. And of course, it's only women or identified women person that can come.
We take the support of men as well.
Yeah.
You may ask and reach out. We always appreciate that. Let us know if you want to support, and we find something. We find a way how you can do that.
Yeah.
You can also find Pidjay on Instagram.
Yes.
She's an amazing teacher in UrbanKiz. Follow her. Follow me.
Yes, Maria Maluka.
And it would be lovely to get in contact with all of you. And, you know, if there's questions, if there's ideas, if you're looking for a solution, we're happy to bounce ideas and to see if there is something in our network that we can offer to you and support your path. No matter if you attend WOW or not, it's a movement.
Yes, for us, it's also important to integrate like the men in the message so they can receive it and then also like accept it or understand it in their way.
All right, well, I will include all that info in the show notes. So thank you so much for joining me for this conversation. It was so good. I'm so excited for it to be out for everyone's listening pleasure.
Well, thank you so much, Anna.
Yeah.
This has been a true pleasure. And it's so lovely that you already managed to attend the events and actually know what we're talking about.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm looking forward to the next one for sure.
Wonderful.
All right.
So just before the next one is the first weekend of December, so 4 to 6, December 26th. It's gonna be in France, and we're revealing the place really soon. But yes. So thank you, Anna, for inviting us to talk about like the huge cause of women, and for this initiative to create like this such deep conversation and exchange that we can have safely here.
Absolutely. My pleasure. All right, everyone, thank you for joining us. Go ahead and review, comment, subscribe, leave a message, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye.